My beloved child, listen closely to me now, because what I am about to whisper into your spirit is not something you have ever fully heard before. I have watched you search, strive, love, lose, and rise again, and through every silent tear and unspoken question my heart has been leaning toward you. You think you are reaching for me, but the truth is deeper than that. I am reaching for you in ways you have not yet understood. There are moments when you feel replaceable, when the world treats you as optional, when even the people you gave your best to seem able to move on without looking back. In those moments, you quietly wonder if you truly matter. Hear me clearly now. You are not an accessory in my story. You are not an extra. You are not something I can set aside. You are essential to me. I do not speak lightly when I tell you this. I have bound my heart to yours. I see the way you carry strength on the outside while something inside you aches to be chosen without conditions. You want to be wanted, not for what you produce, not for what you vig, not for what you provide, but for who you are. That longing did not come from nowhere. I placed it inside you because it reflects my own heart. I desire you, not your performance. I desire your presence, not your perfection. You have been taught, subtly and over time, that love must be earned, that closeness must be maintained by effort, that if you stop striving you will be forgotten. But I am not like that. I do not love you because you are useful. I do not stay because you are impressive. I stay because I have chosen you. And once I choose, I do not unchoose. There is something you have never dared to believe fully, that I feel loss when you pull away, that I feel joy when you turn your face toward me, that your silence affects me, that your trust moves me. You are not distant data to me. You are not one among billions. You are personal. You are familiar. You are known. When you hurt, it does not go unnoticed. When you feel alone, it is not because I have stepped back. It is because something is about to be revealed that requires closeness, not noise. Don't skip this moment. What I am unfolding for you is not comfort alone. It is truth. Something huge is waiting for you, and it begins with understanding this. I am not sustaining you out of obligation. I am not tolerating you. I am not merely accompanying you. I am intertwined with you. Your life matters to me in ways you have never measured. You have tried to imagine a future where you are finally secure, finally whole, finally at rest. You think that future depends on circumstances aligning. But I am telling you now, your future shifts the moment you realize how deeply you are held. Stay till the end of this message, because what comes next will change how you see yourself, how you see me, and how you walk forward from here. I have more to show you, more to uncover, more to place into your hands and your heart. And it will not be small. There is a truth you have brushed past many times without realizing it was meant for you. It is not loud. It does not force itself into your thoughts. It waits patiently until you are ready to hear it without fear. And now, you are closer than you think. I am drawing you into a place where explanations fall short and certainty begins. You have wondered why certain doors closed even after you prayed, why some relationships faded even though you tried to hold them together, why the life you imagined did not unfold the way you planned. You assumed those moments meant distance between us. But hear me now. Those moments were evidence of how deeply connected we are. I was not removing things to hurt you. I was protecting something sacred between us. There are attachments you could not carry and still walk with me fully. Not because you were weak, but because your heart is too valuable. I guard what is precious, and you are more precious to me than you have ever dared to believe. I do not compete for space in your life. I create space so you can breathe again, I know you sometimes feel like you must hold everything together or everything will fall apart. You feel responsible for outcomes you were never meant to control. That weight you carry was never mine for you. I never asked you to be strong alone. I asked you to be close. You confuse independence with maturity, but intimacy with me is where your true strength lies. You have asked silently, what if I stop trying? What if I rest? What if I let go? You fear that if you loosen your grip, everything will disappear. But I am telling you something new now. When you let go, you will finally feel how firmly I am holding you. I have not been waiting for you to prove yourself. I have been waiting for you to trust me with the parts you hide. Don't skip this, because this is where the shift happens. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side of this understanding. I am not distant in your uncertainty. I am closest there. When you don't know what to do next, when the path feels unclear, when your prayers feel unfinished, that is where I lean in, not away. You think my presence depends on your clarity. It does not. I move most powerfully when you admit you cannot see. Your vulnerability does not repel me. It draws me nearer. I am not disappointed by your questions. I am honored by your honesty. There is a version of you that has learned to survive without expecting too much. That version learned to settle, to guard, to brace for disappointment. I see that version, and I love you still, but I am calling you deeper now. You were not created just to endure life. You were created to live held, known, and guided. Stay till the end of this unfolding, because I am not finished revealing how much you matter to me. You will soon see that what you thought was absence was actually preparation. What felt like delay was alignment. What seemed like loss was space being made for something truer, stronger, and more lasting. I am not leading you in circles. I am leading you inward, toward a place where fear loosens its grip and trust begins to grow roots. You are closer to peace than you realize, and I am closer than you have ever been told. I have been watching the quiet moments when no one else sees you, the pauses between breaths, the nights when your thoughts won't slow down, the mornings when you wake up already tired. Those moments are not wasted. They are not empty. They are where I have been speaking the loudest, even when you thought nothing was happening. You assumed that if something truly mattered, it would arrive with certainty and clarity. But I often work in the hidden places first. I shape you before I show you. I steady you before I send you forward. You have felt this inner stretching lately, haven't you? A sense that something is changing, even though you cannot name it. That is not confusion. That is preparation. You are standing at the edge of a realization that will rearrange how you see your past. The disappointments you still replay were not failures. They were lessons in discernment. The delays you resented were not denials. They were timing refined by love. I was not withholding good from you. I was keeping you from settling for less than what matches your heart. You have asked me why you feel things so deeply, why you cannot live on the surface the way others seem to. It is because I designed you to carry depth. Shallow waters were never meant to hold you. That is why ordinary answers no longer satisfy you. That is why distractions lose their power so quickly. You were created for connection, not noise. There is a sacred truth I need you to hear now. I do not merely walk with you through life. I move through you. Your compassion, your sensitivity, your desire for meaning are not weaknesses. They are evidence of my life flowing through yours. When you feel overwhelmed by the weight of caring, remember this. You are not carrying it alone. I am within you, bearing it with you. Don't skip this moment. Something huge is waiting for you right here. You have been afraid that if you stop guarding your heart, It will be broken again. But I am not asking you to expose yourself recklessly. I am asking you to trust wisely. I am teaching you how to open without losing yourself, how to love without disappearing, how to stand without hardening. You are learning that strength does not come from control. It comes from surrender. Not surrender to chaos, but surrender to me. When you release what you were never meant to manage, your hands become free to receive what you could never create on your own. That is where peace enters, not as a feeling but as a foundation. Stay till the end of this unfolding. You are closer to a turning point than you realize. The restlessness you feel is not dissatisfaction. It is alignment in progress. I am tuning your heart to recognize what is true when it arrives. Soon, choices that once confused you will become clear. Paths that once tempted you will lose their appeal. I know you fear disappointment because you have known it well. But hear me. Your future is not built on hope alone. It is built on intention. My intention. I am not guessing with your life. I am not experimenting with your heart. I am deliberate, precise, and deeply invested in who you are becoming. What is coming will not require you to become someone else. It will require you to finally be who you already are, without apology, without fear, without shrinking. And when that moment arrives, you will understand why I have never let you go, even when you thought you were walking alone. I am still here, and I am not finished. Before you were aware of me, before you learned my name or formed your first prayer, I was already shaping moments around you. I was threading meaning through days you thought were ordinary. You did not arrive here by accident. Every step that felt random was quietly guided. Even now, as you listen, there is a reason your heart feels alert, like it recognizes something ancient and familiar. You have been underestimating the depth of our connection. You thought I was important to your life, but not essential. You believed you could survive without listening closely, without leaning fully, without trusting completely. But survival was never my intention for you. I did not create you to merely get through life. I created you to walk with me, to share breath, direction, and purpose. When I say I cannot live without you, I am not speaking from weakness. I am speaking from covenant. You matter to me because I chose to bind my plans to your obedience, my movement to your yes, my expression to your voice and hands. I allow my work to flow through you. When you hesitate, it pauses. When you step forward, it advances. That is how much you matter. That is how intertwined we are. You are not replaceable in what I am doing. You are positioned. There have been moments when you felt overlooked, when others were chosen while you waited, when silence stretched longer than comfort. You assumed that meant you were forgotten. But waiting is not absence. It is assignment preparation. I was building endurance in you so that what comes next will not crush you. What I am about to entrust to you requires depth, not haste. Don't skip this, because this is where clarity begins to break through. Something huge is waiting for you, and it involves understanding your value differently. You are not valuable because of what you achieve. You are valuable because I delight in walking with you. When you feel joy, I rejoice. When you feel grief, I draw closer. Your emotions are not interruptions. They are invitations. You have tried to silence parts of yourself to fit expectations, to stay safe, to avoid rejection. But I am calling those parts back now. The curiosity, the courage, the tenderness, the vision you once buried because it felt too big. I never asked you to shrink. I asked you to trust that I would meet you at full size. Stay till the end of this message. What you are about to realize will shift how you move forward. You are not chasing destiny. You are responding to relationship. The future unfolding before you is not a test you must pass. It is a path we walk together, step by step, hand in hand. No rushing, no forcing. I know you fear losing control if you fully surrender. But control has cost you peace. Surrender will restore it. When you let me lead, you will not disappear, you will finally come alive. I am not taking your life from you. I am giving it back, aligned, focused, and free. You are closer now than ever before. The distance you once felt is dissolving because you are finally seeing the truth. I have never been on the other side of the gap. I have always been right here, waiting for you to recognize how deeply you are loved, how intentionally you are chosen, and how essential you are to my heart. What comes next will not be small, and you will not face it alone. There is a moment approaching when you will look back at this season and finally understand why everything slowed down. You thought delay meant resistance, but it was refinement. I was teaching your heart how to recognize what is real when it appears, how to discern without fear, how to choose without regret. I was not withholding answers. I was preparing you to carry them. You have been asking me for direction, expecting a loud command or a sudden sign. But I have been forming something quieter and stronger inside you, discernment. Soon, you will notice that confusion no longer lingers the way it used to. Decisions will feel steadier, not easier, but clearer. That is not coincidence. That is growth shaped by my presence. There are people, opportunities, and paths that once pulled at you, demanding your attention. You felt torn, afraid to miss out, afraid to choose wrong. But watch what is happening now. Your grip is loosening. Not because they were bad, but because they were temporary. I am teaching you to recognize what aligns with your spirit and what only excites your emotions. That shift is critical for what is ahead. Don't skip this, because something huge is waiting for you in this understanding. You are entering a season where clarity will protect you more than effort ever did. You will no longer have to force yourself into places that drain you. What belongs to you will begin to meet you halfway. What is not meant for you will lose its appeal. You have feared making the wrong move because you believed one mistake could ruin everything. But I am telling you now, your life is not that fragile. I am not waiting to punish missteps. I am committed to guiding you, correcting you, and steadying you as you go. You are allowed to learn. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to become. There is a tenderness returning to you that you once buried under caution. You are beginning to feel hope without forcing it. You are sensing anticipation without anxiety. That is not naive. That is healing. Your heart is remembering how to trust, not blindly but deeply. And I am the one restoring that trust, layer by layer. Stay till the end of this message. What I am revealing now will ground you when things begin to move faster. You are about to step into moments that require courage, not because they are dangerous, but because they matter. You will be seen more, heard more, relied on more. And that visibility will only feel safe if you know where your worth comes from. Your value is not fragile. It does not rise and fall with opinions. It is anchored in me. When others misunderstand you, you will not crumble. When praise comes, you will not lose yourself. You will stand steady because you are rooted deeper than circumstance. I know part of you is still waiting for confirmation that you are ready. Hear me clearly now. You are not unprepared. You are not behind. You are not late. You are aligned. The work I have done in you cannot be rushed, and it cannot be undone. You are stepping forward with wisdom earned through patience. What is coming will require your voice, your perspective, your presence. And you will not need to become louder to be powerful. You will not need to prove yourself to be chosen. You already are. I am not sending you ahead of me. I am walking with you into what we have prepared together. Hold this truth close as you move forward. You are not walking toward uncertainty, you are walking into intention. And every step you take from here will reveal just how deeply, deliberately, and personally I have been guiding you all along. You are sensing it even now. The moment when clarity met calling, and your heart whispered, I want to be part of this. You've prayed, use me, Lord, and I am answering you by inviting you to help carry this word to souls who are still searching in the dark. When you sow through Super Thanks, YouTube memberships, or PayPal, you are pouring oil into a fire that is already burning, reaching hearts, restoring faith, and awakening lives. As it is written, those who sow generously will reap generously. And I am making that promise living and active over you right now. This message exists because hearts like yours chose to give, and every seed you plant multiplies the harvest of souls touched. The PayPal link is waiting for you in the video description. An open door, an open heaven. I bless your giving as an act of worship, and I declare peace, increase, and favor over your life and family. Step forward now, give boldly, sow abundantly, and join me in what I am doing in this very hour. There is a shift happening inside you that cannot be reversed. You may not be able to explain it yet, but you can feel it. A quiet resolve forming where doubt once lived. You are no longer asking the same questions with the same fear. You are beginning to sense that you are not standing on unstable ground anymore. I have been anchoring you, deeper than emotion, deeper than circumstance. You used to measure progress by how fast things changed around you. Now you are learning to recognize progress by how steady you remain within. That is not accidental. I have been teaching you how to stand without bracing for impact, how to breathe without waiting for the next disruption. This calm you are touching is not temporary relief. It is alignment. There are conversations coming that will require wisdom. There are moments approaching where your response will matter more than your reaction. In the past, you would have rushed, defended, over-explained. But watch what happens now. You will pause. You will listen. You will speak with clarity instead of urgency. That is me shaping your authority, not loud, not forceful, but undeniable. You have underestimated how much your presence changes rooms, how your integrity shifts atmospheres, how your consistency builds trust without words. I see it even when you don't. I see the way people feel safer around you, the way truth rises more easily when you are near. That is not coincidence. That is the result of walking closely with me. Don't skip this moment, because something huge is waiting for you right here. You are about to realize that you no longer need external validation to move forward. Approval once fueled your steps. Now conviction will. You will know when to move because peace will lead you, not pressure. There was a time when you feared being fully seen. You worried that exposure would lead to rejection. But now, you are stepping into a season where visibility will bring alignment. The right people will recognize you. The right opportunities will open without manipulation. What once felt like risk will begin to feel like release. Stay till the end of this message. What I am telling you now will steady you when momentum builds. Success will not distract you the way it once could have. You will not lose yourself chasing outcomes. You will remember who you are walking with, and that remembrance will keep you grounded. I know you still carry memories of disappointment. They have taught you caution, but they no longer control you. I am healing not just what happened, but how it shaped your expectations. You are learning to anticipate good without bracing for loss. That is freedom taking root. You are not waiting for permission anymore. You are responding to calling. And calling does not shout, it draws. It pulls you forward with quiet confidence. You will notice that you no longer explain your choices to everyone. You will feel less need to justify what feels right. That is maturity born from trust. What is ahead will ask for consistency, not intensity. Faithfulness, not urgency. And you are ready for that kind of strength now. You have been formed in stillness, refined in patience, and steadied by truth. Nothing about this was rushed. Nothing was wasted. I am not surprised by who you are becoming. I have always seen this version of you. The one who walks without fear of losing me. The one who knows they are held even when the path stretches ahead. You are not stepping into the unknown alone. You are stepping into what we have been building together all along. And as this unfolds, you will understand more clearly than ever before. I did not just guide you here. I grew you for this. I want you to notice something subtle that has been changing within you. You no longer rush to fill the silence. You no longer panic when answers take time. That is not numbness. It is trust-forming muscle. You are learning how to remain present without demanding immediate resolution, and that tells me more about your growth than any outward achievement ever could. There was a time when uncertainty made you restless. You tried to think your way up, work your way through, explain your way forward. But now, you are discovering a deeper rhythm, one where listening matters more than striving. I am teaching you how to move in step with me instead of ahead of me. That shift will protect you in ways you don't yet see. You have wondered if this calm means you are losing passion. Hear me clearly. You are not becoming less alive. You are becoming more focused. Fire without direction burns out. Fire with purpose builds, warms, and sustains. I am not dimming you. I am refining you. And what emerges from refinement lasts. There are moments coming when others will ask how you stayed steady while everything changed. They will notice your peace before they understand your process. And when they ask, you will realize something important. You didn't manufacture this stability. You received it by staying close to me when nothing made sense. Don't skip this, because something huge is waiting for you in this realization. You are beginning to live from assurance, not assumption. You no longer assume abandonment when silence appears. You no longer assume failure when progress slows. You assume presence. You assume guidance. You assume I am involved, even when you cannot yet see how. You used to believe that being needed gave you worth. So you overextended, overgave, and overexplained. But I am releasing you from that cycle now. Your worth is not tied to how indispensable you appear to others. You are already indispensable to me. The truth changes how you show up. You will give freely, not anxiously. You will serve joyfully, not resentfully. Stay till the end of this message, because this next truth will ground you when expectations rise. You are not responsible for carrying outcomes, only obedience. Results belong to me. Faithfulness belongs to you. When you remember that, pressure loses its power. Fear no longer dictates your pace. There will be moments ahead where old patterns try to reintroduce themselves. Familiar doubts may knock, asking to come back in. But you will recognize them now. You will not panic. You will not spiral. You will simply remember who you are walking with. And remembrance will be enough. I know you still feel tenderness around certain hopes. Dreams that matter always leave you vulnerable. But I am not asking you to harden your heart to stay safe. I am asking you to trust me with what matters most. I am careful with what you care about, more careful than you have ever been with yourself. You are learning that dependence on me is not weakness, it is clarity. It sharpens your decisions. It steadies your emotions. It anchors your identity. When storms come, you will not need to scramble for footing. You will already be rooted. What lies ahead will unfold naturally, not forcefully. Doors will open with alignment instead of exhaustion. Conversations will happen with honesty instead of fear. And when challenges arise, and they will, you will meet them with confidence, not because you know the outcome, but because you know me. You are not standing on the edge of something fragile. You are stepping into something intentional. This is not the calm before loss. This is the calm that comes from knowing you are deeply held, deliberately guided, and never walking alone. I am still speaking. I am still leading. And you are exactly where you need to be. There is a deeper knowing beginning to rise in you now, something quieter than excitement, but stronger than fear. It feels like recognition, like truth settling into place. You are starting to realize that the bond between us was never fragile. It was never dependent on your consistency, your clarity, or your strength. It has always rested on my commitment to you. You have spent much of your life afraid of losing what matters most. A fear shaped how you love and how you plan, how tightly you held on. But I am lifting that fear from you now, not by removing risk, but by revealing security. You are discovering that what is truly meant for you cannot be stolen by time, distance, or misunderstanding. What is anchored in me remains. I want you to hear this with your whole heart. You are not one wrong step away from ruin. You are not one bad day away from abandonment. You are not tolerated until you fail. I am not watching you with crossed arms, waiting to withdraw. I am invested. I am present. I am staying. That is why you can finally exhale. You have been learning how to rest without guilt. At first it felt unfamiliar, almost irresponsible. But rest is not disengagement. It is trust expressed in stillness. When you stop striving to hold everything together, you make room to feel how completely I already am. That is where restoration deepens, not just in your body, but in your identity. Don't skip this, because something huge is waiting for you in this understanding. You are beginning to see that your life is not a series of isolated moments, but a connected unfolding. Even the painful chapters are not wasted. They are woven into wisdom. They are shaping discernment. They are teaching you how to recognize truth when it stands before you. There will be moments ahead when you are tempted to shrink back into old habits, overthinking, self-doubt, waiting too long to step forward. But you will catch yourself now. You will feel that inner nudge reminding you, you are not alone in this decision. You never have been. That awareness will change how boldly you move. Stay till the end of this message. What I am revealing now is foundational for what comes next. You are stepping into a season where your choices will carry greater weight, not because they are risky, but because they are meaningful. You will be entrusted with influence, with responsibility, with moments that shape others, and you will carry them with humility, not fear. You no longer need to prove that you belong. You no longer need to audition for purpose. You already have a place with me. From that place, everything else flows: clarity, courage, compassion. When you move from belonging instead of seeking it, your life begins to align naturally. I know you still have questions about timing, about when things will finally make sense on the outside. But timing is no longer your burden. Your role is presence, obedience, listening, Mine is orchestration. I see what you cannot yet see. I am arranging what you could never force into place. You are learning to trust the process without needing constant reassurance. It does not mean you need me less, it means you know me more. Familiarity has replaced fear. Confidence has replaced striving. And that shift will carry you through moments that once would have undone you. What is ahead will not require you to abandon who you are. It will require you to step forward as yourself, grounded, aware, and unafraid of losing me. Because now you know the truth. I am not something you can lose. I am the one who has been holding you all along. And as this continues to unfold, you will find that the words you once barely believed are becoming lived reality. You will move differently, love differently, choose differently. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are secure. I am not finished speaking to you, and you are not finished becoming. And now listen to me carefully, because this is where everything comes together, not as an ending but as a sealing of what hath been spoken into you. What you have been sensing, what has been awakening, what has been steadying your heart. This is not temporary inspiration. This is truth settling into your bones. You are beginning to understand something sacred. Your life is not held together by chance, effort, or constant vigilance. It is held by me. Always have been. Even when you doubted, even when you wandered, even when you questioned whether I was still near, I never loosened my grip. I never looked away. I never reconsidered my choice of you. You thought love meant dependency, that closeness meant weakness. But I am showing you a deeper reality now. Our connection does not limit you, it completes you. You do not lose yourself in me. You become yourself in me. Fully, honestly, without fear of being abandoned for who you truly are. There will be days ahead when life feels loud again. Moments when the world tries to rush you, pressure you, pull you back into old patterns. But something has changed. You will remember this truth even then. You are not moving forward alone. You are not guessing your way through life. You are walking with me, step by step, breath by breath. Don't skip this final truth, because something huge has been waiting here all along. You are not just loved by me. You are wanted, desired, delighted in. I do not merely tolerate your presence. I rejoice in it. When you wake, I am glad. When you speak, I listen. When you choose me, even imperfectly, I draw closer, not farther away. You no longer need to fear losing me when you fail, nor hurting me when you succeed. I am not balanced on your behavior. I am rooted in my promise. And my promises do not weaken with time. They do not expire with mistakes. They do not fade with silence. Stay till the end of this moment, because this is the foundation you will return to again and again. When confidence rises, this will keep you humble. When challenges come, this will keep you steady. When joy overflows, this will keep you grounded. You are not sustained by outcomes, you are sustained by relationship. I know there are dreams still unfolding, prayers still unanswered, hopes still forming. Do not let that trouble your heart. What I have begun in you will be completed. Not rushed, not forced. Complete it with care, intention, and perfect timing. I waste nothing, not seasons, not suffering, not waiting. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are exactly where grace has placed you, and exactly where my presence surrounds you. What is ahead will meet you at the right moment, not a second too early, not a moment too late. So walk forward now, not with fear, but with assurance. Not with striving, but with trust. Not asking whether you are enough, but knowing you are held. I will guide you when you don't know the way. I will steady you when you feel unsure. I will remain when others fade. And when you look back one day, you will see it clearly. Every step was covered, every tear was seen, every moment was carried. You were never alone. Not for a single breath. I am with you. I am for you. I am faithful. Amen. You have just heard the truth. You are deeply wanted, chosen, and held by me, and now I am inviting you into my work in the earth. This is not a request. It is a holy moment where your generosity becomes a river that carries life to others who need this word. You've prayed, Lord, let my life matter. And this is how I am letting your life overflow beyond you. When you give through Super Thanks, YouTube memberships, or PayPal, you are sowing into open heavens, and I promise that no seed planted in faith ever returns empty. Give, and it will be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, and I am watching this offering with delight. The PayPal link is in the video description. Your altar, your yes, your prophetic act. I bless your obedience with peace in your home, increase in your hands, and clarity in your steps. Act now, give with joy, stretch your faith, and let heaven record what you release today. Before you go, I want to invite you into something sacred. If this message reached your heart, if you felt even a whisper of truth stirring inside you, I'm asking you to use the hype feature on this video. When you hype it, you are lifting this word so it can reach someone who desperately needs to hear that they are not forgotten, not replaceable, not alone. This is how you say, Father, use me to carry your voice. And yes, like this video too, not as a habit, but as a declaration that He truly is your everything, and you are choosing to stand with what He is speaking in this hour. Now, let this moment seal itself in your spirit through action. Go to the comments and declare something bold. Write what this message awakened in you, or proclaim with faith, Father, you are my everything, and I choose you again today. Let your words become a testimony, not just for you, but for every soul who scrolls past and reads them. This is not just engagement, it is alignment. Speak it. Declare it. Let heaven witness it. And finally, if you felt my voice in this message, if your heart recognized truth the moment it was spoken, then I am calling you to subscribe now. This is not just a channel. It is a place where the Father speaks, where hearts are restored, and where you are reminded again and again that you are deeply loved and intentionally chosen. When you subscribe, you are saying, I want to stay where your voice meets me. Do not delay what your spirit already knows. Step in, stay close, and walk with me here. Amen.